Welcome back, my chess friends, to Chess Cruncher. This is Bags, and this is a game I played recently. It's a really good game. It's all about focus, sacrifices, and going for the kill. So I'll show you. Okay, I'm black, by the way, and he's white. My opponent's name is 10. So he goes e4, e6, f4, d5, d6, d3, c5. Standard, pawn moves. The French. He goes e5. He was afraid of d takes e, and then d takes e, queen takes d1, king takes, and his king can't castle anymore. That's what he was afraid of. So I played knight to c6, taking advantage of his my one move tempo. He played knight c3, developing. I played bishop e7. I'm getting ready to play f6. So he plays f3, getting ready to castle. I go f6 like I planned. He went bishop e2. I went knight h6. It's a funny looking move, but the whole idea is all about going to f5 and trading off so that I can get a superior advantage later on. I'll show you how I do it. He castles, I castle, he plays a3, wasted move. It does nothing to help him, only it stops his knight. It stops my knight from going to b4, which I wasn't planning on going to b4 anyways. So, and remember, don't do wasted moves. Look for moves that have two or more thought patterns in it, because if you waste a move, you'll end up getting a disadvantage and you might lose. So you don't want to lose, so look for the best moves. Okay. I took the pawn, f takes e5. He played knight takes e5, knight takes e5, pawn takes e5. I played queen c7. The reason I played queen c7, I'm attacking the e5 pawn. I'm also, getting my pieces, my queen off the back rank so that my rooks be connected. And what he played was bishop f4, protecting the pawn. I played knight to f5, like I said, outpost, and bringing my knight into a powerful spot. He goes bishop g4. I go bishop d7. My idea is to take over the a8 to h1 diagonal, and so when he takes, I don't take with the c pawn. I take with the wait a second. Sorry. Yeah, I take with e takes f5, and that allows him to win a pawn, but it's all part of my plan. I go queen to d8, queen e2, bishop to c6, forcing his knight to move. Gives me a very strong diagonal, and I'll show you how I take advantage of it all the way through after this. He goes knight c3. I go bishop g5. I'm going to get my queen involved by trading, and so I'll have a very strong position. He goes rook a, e1, and he's playing good. He's centralizing all of his pieces, but he doesn't see the threats that I'm setting up. Queen to d4 was a big threat of checking. So if he if he tried to move his bishop back to e3, I could take, and I could bring my rook to f6 and g6, and then now I have a threat of the g2 pawn. So that's why he moves to h1, and so I do take anyways. He plays e6. I play rook f6. The reason I play f6, g6, we talked about the weak g2 pawn, and so that's my plan. He goes e7. I go rook e8. I'm bringing a rook into the fight, even though it's blocking the pawn for now. He goes queen h5. You're like, what? What do you do? He's attacking. Well, I intercept and I also attack at the same point. Two or more ideas. Here it is. Rook g6. Now I'm threatening to windmill his king, win his queen, win tons and tons of pieces, and it's just miserable for him. So he has to go e2 to protect, and that's actually a very bad move as well because it allows me now I can mate. I'm sorry, the windmill and all that. There'd be a potential for mating combinations too. So what I'm able to do is take the pawn at e7. It looks crazy, like it won't work. But if he takes, I could play bishop takes g2. I can win. I can mate the king by bishop to f1, checkmate, and so he can't take. That's why. So he takes the pawn instead, and so what I do is I play rook takes e2, removing that threat. So he has to check. I go f7. He goes f5 check, and then I get rid of all of his checking abilities, which is king to my king to e7. He goes rook e1, which I think well, yeah, he had to do that, but it ends him after that. After no more checks, he was toast. So he tried to hold stuff together. So this is how I checkmated him. Actually, he resigned at this point, but I'll show you the checkmate. It would have been he played rook takes g2, and then I played bishop checkmate. But I'm going to go back and we're going to look at a position. I'm going to scroll back really quick at this point right here when he moved rook to g1. I'm going to bring up, I did a combination, and so I wanted to show you the combination from a board that I've been working on. Okay. This, oops, I got to turn off the threat arrows. Sorry about that. That's not good. Okay. There's a combination, a beautiful combination. Queen takes g1, check. King takes, and then there's rook takes, rook e takes g2, the pawn, a check. Then he goes king to f1, rook to g1 check, king g2. Then I play the other rook up and checkmating him. And there's also another combination. I'll go back. After queen takes, king over g2, there's the that rook. Now the g rook will take the g2 pawn and check the king. The king will go to f1, his king. I'll go rook g f2 check. He'll go back to king to g1, only move. And then I take the pawn. Now that's the combination that I wanted to show you that I saw, but I did the simple, the simplest checkmate. Sometimes simplicity is the best way of doing playing a game. If you're not sure that that move's going to work out, go for the quick and fast win. Don't try to be flashy, but if you have the move that is beautiful, that would put you in the the books that people read, your moves by, in the magazine and stuff, go for it. But don't be flashy if it makes you lose. We're not about flashy. I constantly talk to you guys about that. Stay solid, structure, and go for the takedown. Don't get flashy and lose. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to show you on that one game, the combination that I worked out. So I will get back to the checkmate spot. That's how it ended when I played. So, but I already showed you the other two ways that the flashy queen takes f1 would have worked as well. So I hope you learned from this, and I hope you apply everything that I showed you to your games in the future. And remember, don't be flashy, go for the takedown, and always, like I say, God bless and have a great day. Bye bye.